Welcome all to this presentation, Crystal Imperfections. So in a crystalline solid, all the atoms are arranged in a regular periodical arrangement. So a perfect crystal is an idealization. There is no imperfections in a perfect crystal, but practically it is not possible. So crystal imperfections are nothing but the defects in the regular arrangement of atoms in a crystalline solid. These defects may be the results of the deformation, that is during the rapid cooling from the high temperature or some high energy radiation striking the crystal. So these defects influence mechanical, electrical and optical behavior of the crystal. In this slide, we can see the definition for a perfect crystal and crystal defects. An ideal crystal or perfect crystal consists of an extended array of atoms with perfectly regular periodicity in all directions. But such perfection is very rarely found in the internal structure of the real crystals. So, during the growth of a crystal, an enormous magnitude of activities occur on an atomic scale on the surface of a crystal. So, even for a very small growth rate such as 1 millimeter per day, about 100 layers of atoms are deposited on the surface per second. So, the presence of imperfections or defects is very common on an atomic scale. Also, it may be shown that by thermodynamic reasoning, the crystal defects may be the results of rapid cooling from the high temperature or high energy radiation striking on the solid. These defects influence electrical, optical and mechanical properties of the crystal. The defects in the crystals may be of several forms. Mainly, there are three categories: point defects, line defects and planar or surface defects. Let us see one by one. The three types of crystal imperfections are point defects, line defects and surface defects. Number 1, point defects. Point defects are due to the vacancy formation in the crystal or the occupation of interstitial impurity atom or substitution of the impurity atom. The vacancy formation, this is the simplest point defects in a crystal. This is nothing but missing an atom or the formation of a vacant atomic site. These vacancies arise either from imperfect packing during the formation of the crystal or from thermal agitations at high temperatures. Then the interstitial impurity atom, that is nothing but an impurity atom or a foreign atom, occupies the interstitial site in the crystal lattice. This interstitial occupation may be either self-interstitial atom or external impurity atom. Self-interstitial atom means one of the atom from the crystal lattice occupies the interstitial site in the crystal lattice. That is, it moves from its normal position and it occupies the interstitial position. An external impurity means a foreign impurity atom occupies the void space or the interstitial site in the parent crystal. Substitution impurity atom means the impurity atom replaces the normal position of an atom in the crystal lattice and it occupies that position. The next two defects, Frankel defect and Schottky defect, occur in ionic crystals. In ionic crystals, the formation of point imperfections is subject to the requirement of electrical neutrality. An ion displaced from a regular site to an interstitial site is called Frankel defect or Frankel imperfection. A pair of one cation and one anion can be missing from an ionic crystal. Such a pair of vacant ion sites is called Schottky defect or Schottky imperfection. These will be shown pictorially in the next slide. The first one is the vacancy formation, that is missing an atom from the crystal lattice. The second one is interstitial impurity. So a foreign atom or external impurity occupies the interstitial site. That is, the blue color atom is the foreign atom or impurity atom that occupies the interstitial site of the crystal lattice. The third one is the self-interstitial occupation. That is, one of the atom moves from its normal position and occupies the interstitial site. Similarly, substitution impurity. This is nothing but the displacement of an atom from the crystal lattice, and that position is occupied by the extra impurity atom. Then Frankel defect is also again the movement of a self atom from the crystal lattice and occupies the interstitial site. So a vacancy formation or movement of an atom is called the Frankel defect. In ionic crystals, the Frankel defect and Schottky defect can be seen, that is shown in the next slide. In this slide, the 5 categories of point defects are again shown. First, A, the vacancy formation. B, the interstitial occupation of a self-interstitial atom. C, Schottky defect, that is a pair of cation and anion vacancy formation. D, divacancy, that is movement of 2 atoms from the interstitial site in the adjacent lattice array. Then E is the split interstitial occupation of atoms. Second type of imperfections are line defects or line imperfections. The other name for line imperfections are dislocations. These are nothing but the one-dimensional defects around which some of the atoms are misaligned. The line imperfections or the linear crystal defects. There are 2 types of line defects. One is edge dislocation. Another one is screw dislocation. First, we can see edge dislocations. The perfect crystal is considered to be made up of vertical planes parallel to one another and to the side faces. If one of these vertical planes do not extend from top to bottom of the crystal and it ends at the middle of the crystal, means there exists a dislocation, that is called edge dislocation. This edge dislocation can be seen pictorially. Here, the perfect crystal is assumed to be arrangement of vertical planes. All the planes are parallel to the side faces. Here, the 5th plane starts from the top, but it does not extend to the bottom, it ends at the middle. That is shown by a blue line. This blue line is the dislocation line. So above this dislocation line, all the atoms are compressed, and below this, the atoms are in a state of tension. Again, this edge dislocation is shown in the next slide. That is here the arrangement of atoms. That is again the 4th plane. In the 4th array of atoms, it starts from the top and it ends at the middle. Here, above the slip plane, there are 3 rows consist of 7 atoms, and below the slip plane there are 3 rows consist of 6 atoms. The next diagram shows the compressed state of atoms above the slip plane, and below the slip plane the atoms are pulled apart and are in a state of tension. The second type of dislocation is screw dislocation. It is formed by a shearing stress that is applied to one surface of the crystal to produce the distortion. The top part of the crystal over the slip plane is displaced by 1 interatomic distance to the left with respect to the bottom part. This is shown in the diagram. That is, The upper region is shifted one atomic distance to the left. The difference between a crystal distorted by a dislocation and the perfect crystal can be explained with the help of a vector called Burgers vector. The magnitude and direction of the lattice distortion associated with a dislocation is expressed in terms of this Burgers vector. If the Burgers vector and the orientation of the dislocation line are known, we can define the dislocation completely. This vector indicates how much and at what direction the lattice above the slip plane appears to have been shifted with respect to the lattice below the slip plane. The Burgers vector is perpendicular to the dislocation line in the case of edge dislocations, and it is parallel to the dislocation line in the screw dislocations. This is shown in this diagram. The Burgers vector is shown by an arrow mark. In this diagram, the Burgers vector in the edge dislocation is shown in the front face of the crystal lattice, and the Burgers vector in the screw dislocation is shown in the side face of the crystal lattice respectively. Thus, the dislocation density is defined as a total length of dislocations in a unit crystal volume, or the number of dislocations per square meter. The dislocation density of annealed metals is about 1010 to 1012 per square meter. After work hardening, the dislocation density increases up to 1015 to 1016 per square meter. Further increase of dislocation density causes some cracks formation and fracture of the crystal. The third type of imperfection is surface imperfection or planar defects. These imperfections are two-dimensional defects. These arise from a change in the stacking of atomic planes or in the form of a plane between uniform parts of a material. The most important surface imperfection is a grain boundary. Boundary means an interface that separates the crystal grains of different orientation in a polycrystalline material during crystallization. The shape of grain is usually influenced by the presence of surrounding grains. So, a region of transition exists, that is, an interface exists in which the atomic packing is imperfect. Here, there are two types of grain boundaries. One is tilt boundary, another one is twist boundary. Tilt boundaries are low angle boundaries, as the orientation difference between two neighboring grains is less than 5 degrees. Then high angled boundaries also exist for twist boundaries if the misorientation between the two neighboring grains exceeds 10 to 15 degrees, means these grain boundaries are called as large angle boundaries. Then the grains divided by small angle boundaries are also called subgrains. The grain boundaries accumulate crystal lattice defects such as vacancies in point defects, dislocations or line imperfections and other imperfections. So, they affect on the metallurgical processes occurring in alloys and other properties. Then diffusion along the grain boundaries is very much faster than throughout the grains. Another thing is segregation of impurities in the form of precipitation phases in the boundary regions causes a form of corrosion associated with chemical attack of grain boundaries. This corrosion is called intergranular corrosion. This diagram shows the grain boundary. The grain boundary separate the grains of different orientation in the material during the crystallization. In the left side of the boundary, it is represented by grain A, and grain A is composed of edge dislocation, and the right side of the grain boundary is represented as grain B, and the left side of the grain boundary as well as the right side of the grain boundary have different orientations. This diagram shows the tilt boundaries and twin boundaries. Tilt boundary is a low angle boundary. Here the orientation difference or the angle between the orientation of the grains is less than 5 degree, and this is composed of edge dislocation lying one above the other. That is, in this diagram, the plane starts from the top surface and ends just above the bottom, and the sixth plane starts from the top surface and it ends almost above the half of the structure. Then the seventh plane starts from the top and it ends just below half of the arrangement of atoms. So all these are edge dislocations. So tilt boundary is composed of edge dislocations one above the other. The next one is twin boundaries. Here the atomic arrangement on one side of a twin boundary is a mirror reflection of arrangement of atoms on the other side. Here this is shown in the figure. This left side of the boundary is the mirror reflection of the right side. Then another one is called as stacking defects. This type of fault arises from the stacking of one atomic plane out of a sequence of another, while the lattice on either side of the fault is perfect. Other than the three main imperfections, the fourth one is volume imperfections. It is a three-dimensional imperfection and it occurs very rarely. These may arise when there is only a small electrostatic dissimilarities between the stacking sequence of closely packed planes in metals. For example, cracks inside the crystal. When clusters of atoms are missing, a large vacancies or voids are created, which are also the volume imperfections. Now we can summarize the crystal imperfections. Crystal imperfections are the crystal defects in the regular arrangement of atoms in a crystalline solid. And the four types of crystal imperfections, that is point defects, line defects, surface defects and volume defects. Point defects are zero-dimensional defects. They are vacancy formations, Schottky defects, interstitial occupation, Frenkel defects and substitutional impurity. Line defects or dislocations are one-dimensional defects. They are edge dislocation and screw dislocation. Surface defects are two-dimensional defects. They are grain boundaries, tilt boundaries, twin boundaries and stacking faults. And the fourth one, volume defects, are three-dimensional defects. They are due to the inclusions and voids. I hope this video will be useful to understand the crystal imperfections and its types. Thanks for watching. Thank you.